Hello and welcome back to Racing for Home History, Part 5, I think. I hope. So Part 5, we're at the back of the hayfield. We're near an untouched, pristine meadow, and we're headed off to the woodlands. And this is kind of an area of the woodlands that's not as human maintained, obviously. And we do that again on purpose, right? The less that we touch, the better it is. Can actually see that one of the more recent storms took out a huge tree. Wow. But fallen trees are just as much a part of nature as standing trees. And we do keep a couple of small paths for us to be able to navigate through our property. But otherwise, the more we can let it be, the better. So the last time around, there's something moving through the woods. I don't know if I can catch it on camera. Last time around, we became a business. We started breeding goats. We were selling ducklings. And that continued for about 6 years. And throughout the 6 years, although we did expand, we expanded quietly, we expanded responsibly, and to the limits of what we could handle both physically, with time available to us, and with the amount of property that we had. It was at that point that we realized we probably need more property. This is our life, we've built it, we enjoy it, we want it. We want to continue with it, so we better find another place with more land, more property. And we eventually ended up with our same amazing realtor, again, shout out Jan Weber at Caldwell Banker, finally found us where we are today, which is 4.4 miles away from the original Racing for Home farm, in a new town. We're in Franklin Township, Flemington, New Jersey. And this one is a bit bigger. It's about 36 acres in total. It's 19 acres of woodlands, marshland, right? All of the wildlife management land. We are with a state-managed woodlands management program. And we are a wildlife conservancy property. From there, we have the hayfield, which you've walked in parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's about 10 acres. That used to be an airstrip, believe it or not. For those of you that are local, you're starting to figure out exactly where we are, and that's okay. And then we have the pastures, which bleed really into our yard, home, etc. So, you can do the math to figure out everything we've got. Challenge me in the comments if I didn't do the math correct for you and you don't like it. But now we're kind of walking back up into the woods at this point. And the woods go pretty deep to this direction. Where they're fairly shallow to this direction, which is the back end of our hayfield. We keep a rugged, rough logging trail open so that we can do some walking. And we do woodlands management in the sense that we do work on the health of our trees. We fell trees if they're not going to be viable. I'm looking right now, right? This is a tree that fell naturally. We do let them go back to nature where possible. There's still a lot of cleanup work we have to do. Every time I come back here, I find more garbage that I need to pick up. And some of this garbage is ancient, and it surfaces as the land changes. And so every time we walk the woods, we pick up garbage from years and years of accumulation. When we bought this property, the woods were leased for hunting. We did stop that, which probably upset a few folks. But the preference for us was to let nature have nature. We don't have a problem with hunting. My husband has hunted in the past. I don't have an issue with hunting if you're going to use the animal. But this land needed a break, and we gave it a break. And we let nature have it back. So, I don't know if that was really history, more so of present state. But now we're at Racing for Home Farm Part 2, or Version 2. Version 2 is probably the better version. And in our next part of the series, we'll talk about how we got it set up and what we learned from Version 1 and brought to Version 2. If you enjoyed content like this, leave a like, subscribe. If you hung in here this long, thank you so much for being a part of my community. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And we will talk to you at the next one. Bye.